Hello from Yat Dragon.com. This is Ji Sifu. And today again we're going to talk about the Saam Law Sun Gung, the magic that we're doing. So let's get into the topic today, and before we start, just like usual, don't forget to check out our older videos, older lectures. There are a lot of stuff there. And of course, sometimes you're referring to things that we have not talked about before, or there are some that we actually did talk about in the past before. So you actually have to check out all those videos if you don't understand something in this video here, or feel free to comment below and ask. But there are always stuff that is like too complex to explain in one lecture. So sometimes, I have to explain it in one lecture and then another one and then cross-reference. So yeah, sometimes it does get kind of complicated because things are like very deep, very complex. So, okay, so I'll try my best to make it not so complicated, but let's start. So what is the topic today? The topic today is one of the most important thing of learning magic, which is Saam Faat. Saam Faat. Translate to heart magic. Okay? Saam is like the heart. Faat is the magic. Now, what is Saam Faat? This is one of the most important, most essential thing, and why you have to get into a lineage to learn magic. Because without getting into the lineage, ordained, and all that stuff, you will have none of these Saam Faat inherited. These things determine what your magic power source is, what your magic is actually doing. For example, magic is like this. When you learn magic, you learn a tool. Just like this here, air can, okay? So air, compressed air. When I go like that, you learn the magic to, okay? What's inside? Okay? This is Saam Faat. To know what is inside. What are you actually projecting? What is that coming out? Okay, you don't know. Because you don't know the Saam Faat. Okay? If you do not know the Saam Faat, you can also learn to but you cannot really draw the power inside. With the development and the advancement of your learning of Saam Faat in the lineage, the more you know what's inside, the more you understand what's inside. Okay? So, by understanding more, you can get more control. You can learn how to use it. And of course, you can finally have a way to make the substance come out when you do this. If you don't know the Saam Faat, magic is all energy stuff. If you don't know the Saam Faat, you cannot even hold your hand here and do this. You just imitate by doing this, but there's nothing here, okay? Empty, hollow. Now, Saam Faat is very important, just like the thing. You can have anything inside. It can be some poisonous gas. It can be Febreze. It can be air. It can be CO2. It can be nitrogen. So, what's inside here, in the heart of this? What is inside? Okay? Saam Faat is very like this. It's basically the knowledge, the wisdom, and the power, the authority of power for you to be able to use, to know, and put some elements to action. Okay? So for us in this lineage right here, okay, our magic lineage, if you ordain, you get you inherit the magic power. The magic seed is what we call, okay? And then you have your magic power, and then you'll be taught through over a period of time. You learn a lot of different things that actually fill up your brain with the Saam Faat. For example, I will tell you, this is not true, okay? I will tell you, by doing this, this is to take sugar, okay? To take sugar out of your body. By doing this, okay? Now, this is a example of the Saam Faat. Now, because you know this, and you have a gay to this thing, gay as I explained before in another lecture, is like a energy or intention or whatever, like spiritually, there's a connection from you to this thing or matter, okay? So I have a connection to this. This, when you look at that, you always know you're drawing sugar out of your body, okay? This, okay, so when you do this, you draw sugar. Because you learned it, now you know, and you can connect to my lineage heart and draw the specific power from our lineage network, the energy that we have accumulated to help you execute this action of pumping sugar out of your body by doing that. Okay, every lineage, every sect, every religion of whatever magic stuff, okay, be it voodoo, witchcraft, whatever, okay, any kind of religion or stuff or whatever you call that, sect, lineage, okay, any kind of stuff like that, they all have their own samfat. If you're not learning under the lineage for a long period of time with a master kind of thing beside you teaching you the stuff, you will not know the samfat. You cannot learn all these samfat by reading books. First of all, no one will put it on books. Secondly, it cannot be inherited by reading because you will get it wrong. And there are many things you cannot put on paper because it is impossible to put on paper. Okay? So, it's like some stuff is to be taught while you do it. You have reaction with stuff, and then the teacher can tell you while you do it, right? Just like when you want to learn how to ride a bike, you cannot just read a book and then suddenly you know how to ride a bike. You need to do it, and then someone beside you will teach you while holding onto your bike, and then suddenly you get it. Okay, now that cannot be put on book. Okay, like when you want to learn something, just like riding a bike, you need to really do it and then have someone beside you to teach you how to do it. I mean, just like learning computer, it's very hard to just learn from books. You do need a teacher to really teach you beside you and correct your mistake and all that stuff in order to tune you so that you can understand and inherit the stuff. Yes, sometimes knowledge is all stored into a book or some kind of whatever form, and you can read or watch or whatever and get the knowledge, but that's not enough. Just looking at this, okay, I'm teaching you some samfat right now by explaining by video. How many people actually get it? Seriously. Even for my own disciples, some of them don't even get half of it because they don't ask questions. They just watch and then expect to understand, and then they will think inside here, which is useless. You cannot do that, okay? To learn magic, you need to be human. When you listen, you have questions you need to ask, and that is why you're inside a lineage. You have your master here to teach, to guide you. So when you think, it's part of your responsibility to raise questions, to raise and express and demonstrate what you have got in here after watching, after reading, after learning, being taught. You have to demonstrate. It's not just the teacher's side trying to teach you, but you also have to show what you know right now. It's not just like, oh, I don't understand, and then you raise your hand. No. You have to show what you understand so far. That is why when you go to school, okay, you don't just raise your hand and then, I don't understand this, and then you copy. Okay, so that means those people who don't raise their hand, they understand everything? Not really. You have to show and demonstrate. Okay, so in school, there are always some like group exercise, essays, and write what you think, what you remember, those things. They like tests and exams. They force you to demonstrate yourself, okay, to express, to put what you have here. And then the teacher can correct. And by doing back and forth like this, okay, even there are books, video, TV, YouTube, whatever teaching you, you can still be wrong. Okay? Even for little things, small things, you can still be wrong. Because when the teacher look at what you demonstrate on the paper, oh, no, they got it wrong. And then now, and then they talk to you and tell you the answer, and then you, maybe when they tell you the answer, you don't even understand, you're confused. And then they have to tell you again and again with many, many examples to fill you up. And then you'll be, now you can relate. Okay? So this is how learning is like in school or in anything. By learning, you need to demonstrate yourself. You need to show yourself in order to learn. You cannot just listen and expect yourself to learn. Learning magic is the same. So that is why you need to be in lineage. It's very important. It's just like you need to go to school or a place or even just follow whatever professional to learn the skills or something, anything. Even learning cooking. You cannot just sit home and expect yourself to learn everything yourself. Now, magic is very different from just learning as skills in life. Because magic is to learn the method and also to have access to a resource, to a resource that is accumulated and cultivated by many people before you. Just like learning this magic right now here that I'm teaching. You're not just learning the magic methods to do it yourself at home and use your own body, do stuff, and then expect things to build up. No. You are learning the method to use and have access to use the magic power, which is the energy that the whole lineage and those that are before us have accumulated together into a big pool of resource energy. By learning the magic method, you get access to this, and then now you can use this to cultivate and develop stuff for yourself and for your own altar. Without the access of having access of this pool of energy, you cannot even do a thing with my magic method, even I teach you the method. The problem is you don't have the key to access this, and the magic method does not fit what energy you possess right now. The energy you have right now is not cultivated. It's not even like anything that can do these movements. It's like that, okay? It's just saying like you need to have access to, for example, okay, you want to go to the military and then learn how to shoot their rifle and stuff. You need to have access to their gun storage in order to take the guns and like that. And what you're learning is to shoot, okay, learning marksmanship. Now you cannot just watch and then stay home and pretend yourself and take a broom and then go like that. It's not going to work, right? You need to go there, ordain or register in there, and then now you're inside the club and you can take the stuff and then now you can learn. Without doing that, you're just sitting outside watching the military and then pretending to be them at home with your little broom or ruler, and you're like, it doesn't work, okay? It's not the same. It's not the same. All sect, religion, whatever of magic, everything of magic have their some Faat. And by having some Faat is being able to get into the heart of that lineage or sect or whatever. And by doing that, the heart is like to get into the house, okay? To get the storage, the stuff inside. Every magic, lineage, or sect, whatever, is like that. They all have their storage. And the outside, the shell, the tool can be the same. But what they're getting with that tool, what it is intended to get is different. For example, if here, right now, okay, this lineage here is like this, okay? You can take little container here, okay? Now I'm going to do my magic. Now in my house, I have milk. So I take this and I can take milk. Okay, this is my magic. Now, and other sects can be like this. Now we have this, okay? And then here in this lineage, our some Faat, okay, you are going to take this, and inside here we have water. You have water, okay, cool. And then other lineage can be like this. Okay, we have this. Okay, and in this house, we take this very useful thing. Now we're going to take this and use it as a light diffuser, just like that. And there we go. Okay, wow. That's what we're doing in this lineage. And then in other lineage, they will be like, now we take this. Great. We eat rice with this thing. See? Every lineage have their own samfat and they're not exposed because you don't even have access to their deeper storage and stuff. So by reading, watching, okay, you may only get the surface, very surface of it. And especially like, just like me here, okay, I'm telling you a lot of stuff that is supposed to be told when you're inside the lineage, but just making it fun for you guys so you can actually get a taste of it. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff I'm telling you guys right now on this channel. But even you read everything, you watch everything, you still don't have the access to the milk, to the rice, and to the whatever. You need to ordain in order to get it. You cannot just listen and improvise with your own thing. And then take stuff here that you already seen before from another place, and then mix in my samfat. Blend. It doesn't blend, okay? You can ask, will it blend channel? They don't blend. Okay, so here, okay, I take this, I have milk in my storage. In this lineage, you get milk, okay? Now, I tell you all the stuff, how we get milk and all the stuff. You know how we do this, how we work, okay? What you're missing is the samfat, the magic, the power, the method to get into the storage, which is to ordain, to understand how to get it, to understand the spells and other stuff, which you don't get right now. Now, you look at all these. I'm so nice to show you everything like that, all the form, all the how it's done. Now, from what you know before, and other lineage or and other religions say, we have this similar stuff. And then they are like, we use this to eat rice. Okay? Now you look at mine and then you look at them and then you blend the two together. And then you try to like understand them by using my method of how I pick up the water like this every day. You pick up the water like that smoothly, and then you blend it with the rice stuff, and then you're like taking the rice like that. It doesn't work, okay? It doesn't work. No lineage or sect can be compatible with each other. There's no mixing whatsoever, okay? Because everyone have their own samfat, their own cultivated bunch of things. You cannot mix. When you mix, the rice is not rice anymore. The milk is not milk anymore. It turned weird, okay? It's weird. It's like you try to blend this and blend that and do a hybrid. It went weird. It's out of its original pattern or track. And that is the first stage of going offshoot or even going to evil, the wrong path. So, there may be form or outer shell. Like for us, we can have the same Chinese character that you may see in an other sect book or their materials. Same Chinese letter, same word, same looking thing, very similar looking. But what's inside is 100% different. Okay? It can be similar, but it's different. Every lineage is different. You cannot look at this, like read many things and expect yourself to understand my lineage. It's not possible. Okay? You can get it very, very wrong. And by doing that, you can also get everything wrong because you're reading all like a bit of this, bit of this. And the brutal fact is, they don't match. Okay? Scholars, like the research people, they only study the books. They are trying to correlate stuff, which doesn't work for magic. In magic, you cannot correlate. It doesn't work that way. When you start to correlate this, like when you're doing school research, you mix up the wrong stuff because you don't know the deep stuff of this lineage, and this lineage. You try to mix their outer shell, and the inside is all different. And then you're trying to like blend the two bodies together, but they're all different blood inside. It's very impossible. And what happened is you lead yourself to nothing, to a waste of time, to spending many years of like doing all this research and stuff, and end up what? End up with nothing. Really, end up with nothing. You need to stick to one thing and only one thing to have success with any kind of magic. So that is a very important thing about some Faat. This is not an exclusive thing for my lineage. It's actually a very universal law in nature with any kind of magic, any kind of spiritual work. When you're in one path, you're in one path. If you try to mix, you'll kill yourself. It's a very dangerous thing to keep mixing and doing fusion with these spiritual stuff and the magic stuff. So when you go like that, you get crazy. And then you will start seeing illusions. Spiritual illusions will bring you to mental illness, bring you to schizophrenia. You will get crazy. You will get mentally ill because you cannot tell what is fake and what is real anymore. You may see visuals, you may see colors, you may see this and that, but they're all fake because you don't have control over any of these things of your ability, because the inside, the internal, is all wrong. What means wrong? What I mean by wrong? Wrong is not like, oh, this is wrong, this is right. Wrong means they don't flow, they don't blend, they're not compatible with each other. It's like trying to mix goldfish with sharks. It's not supposed to mix. You mix them, they get crazy. They all worked up, and then a lot of illusions, abnormal stuff will appear and make you crazy. So the more you dig into magic and stuff like that, by mixing, doing fusion and new age kind of thing, you get crazy. Okay? You have a lot of wrong and a lot of fake and illusion and stuff happening, and it gets you to a mentally ill state. And everything just end up nowhere. Okay? So for my disciples, I always tell them to, if you want to learn magic, you need to be aware of this. No mixing and stuff first. And also, what's more important is, when you're a disciple in the lineage, you ordain into the lineage. It's like you join this club thing, okay? So why don't you take advantage of the lineage and start asking questions? Be proactive. Do not just ask questions when you don't understand. Try to be proactive. Demonstrate yourself. Don't just ask questions when you don't understand. Maybe you can tell your master what you understand. This is how you think. Is this correct? This is how I see this. Is this correct? That is the proper way to learn as a disciple. Many people grow up and get older, and they forgot how they should learn as a child when they're in school. You don't get good in school by just sitting there listening and then be a quiet student. The smart one often raise their questions or say things to demonstrate themselves so they can improve. Now, with magic especially, there are a lot of things that is very confusing and very complex. You need to be proactive to demonstrate yourself in order to learn properly. And that is why you have a master. In our lineage, you don't have only one master. We have 9, I have 9 disciples who are all masters. They are going to guide you. If you're learning under me, they're going to guide you. And I am also there at the back to support your learning. So while you're doing learning stuff, you have a lot of or the master to ask questions and also talk to them and demonstrate yourself as such. And by doing that, you can also comment here, email me, whatever, tell me what you're thinking and such like that. So over time, at least over time, I can tune you back on the right track and inherit the real heart, the essence of the lineage to you, and that is how you can learn. Okay, so that is a very nice lesson with some Faat today. Hope you guys understand and like the lesson. So if you're interested in learning the Saam Law Sun Gung, the Chinese magic that we're doing, feel free to email me. See the description below. There's email, okay? And don't forget to subscribe, like, and tell people to come watch our channels, watch our videos and such. Okay, thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like. Bye-bye.